Good. Oh, nope. Good morning. It's morning. It's not even 9 a.m. I'm going to help a friend. Anyway, so I gotta clean my car again. Anyway, there's like so many straws. Left the keys in my car. The keys, mind you, to unlock my house. I knew I couldn't find them. Should have just come out here. So, they were supposed to, I almost said water, mow the grass. Yeah, it's pouring. So that's not gonna happen. There we go. And on top of it, I was supposed to barbecue. So there was a joke when my mom was still alive. Anytime, it didn't matter what time of the year, if I said I was going to barbecue, it was guaranteed to pour. So yesterday we had Tammy, Devin, Ross, and Parker over. So this is the first time I've gotten to see Parker in person. I've gotten sick. Poor little thing had RSV, and it just wasn't working out at the time. You know, Grandma and I weren't, Grandma being Tammy, weren't really talking as much. And now that, I don't know, I'm in a better headspace, I am reaching out to people that I didn't, you know, normally reach out to as much, and it's been nice. Things have been calm, and it's just been nice. That's the easiest way. I have made sure to make my mental health a priority for once in my life. And with everything that I explained a few vlogs ago, that was some issue. And I don't know, after I got angry and I cried it out and was just like uber mad, I have felt better. That person just ran the red light. Anyway, no blinker, no nothing. Anyway, so I just have surrounded myself by people that are in better headspaces also. You know, when you're surrounded by negativity, that tends to be bad for someone. And I do feel like sometimes you can be a product of your environment. I have been like that, and that is not someone I ever want to be with unless, you know, their environment is good and healthy. And I won't even say the person's name anymore. When I was in the thick of it, and right after Mom died, and I just invested like every ounce of me, I was sleeping until noon. My house was dirty. Like, nothing that you see now. I was in a bad mood. I cussed all the time. Not saying that my mouth isn't still... We got issues up in here. We're a little mouthy still. And with Anthony and I's history, not sure I want to pass this semi because he is just shoving water all over. We're also going to back off on speed. Anyway, and so, with Anthony I's past discretions, is that cheating? Because that's not what I mean, because that wasn't me. Kind of situation. Better not a chip in my window. Like, what is the word I want? Like, our past issues, we'll just go with that. We like to fuss and fight. We were captain, have to have the last word, need to be right, even if you're wrong. I'm not gonna admit I was wrong, but I'm still right. You know, hurt you before you hurt me, and I don't want that situation anymore. Like, we recently had a conversation. It was a healthy conversation. It was a good conversation, except for I did yell once, which I knew what he was saying was a lie. He does still have issues with, he really thinks something, like, if it's in his head, he thinks it's true. And I don't know what causes that kind of a situation. But, well, I was okay with not passing the semi, and now, unfortunately, I have a car behind me. I hate passing semis, and there's water, snow. Nope. I am just being pelted. I cannot see to get around him. Guess what, dude? You can have at it, because I am not. Whew. I think my life went real quick. I don't even know what I was saying. Like, whew. Yeah, that guy has to be, yep, he just got hit by it too. Whew. I was like, is it a red light? Because I could pass during a red light. Anyway. Oh, it's going to be a red light. Aha! Trying to get all the ruts. Anyway, I really don't remember what I was going to say. That freaked me out. He's going slow enough. I can get around him now. Whew! It just like covered and I couldn't see anything. Anyway, so no clue what I was saying. Oh, and I don't understand, you know, why his reality, but it is his reality. I don't understand why it's so different from the actual events. But we were talking the other day and I was like, you know, this kind of hurt my feelings. I shouldn't have to, you know, do this to get you to help me. You know, it wasn't anything underhanded or anything. It was just like, you know, I just need more out of you, you know, when you are off of work. And I need you to understand, like, how it makes me feel in a situation where you're unwilling to take care of me, even if it's to rub my feet kind of situation. Now it's warm in here. And so we had that discussion, and then we were talking about bills and stuff, because I am very secretive even with him, because I had a credit card. It was like a 500. So I have a friend who has one too. So I'm guessing my limit was 550. It got doubled. And I had said something because I was excited, because that also helps us in, you know, getting at that 30%, because it's raised up. I'm only paying it off. I'm not using it. And so it just hard to explain. Hopefully you understand. And so right off the bat, he was like, okay, so there's this I want, there's this I want, there's this thing I want, and it was some D&D thing or Pathfinder. I don't know the difference, honestly. He's like, it's only $600. And I was like, that would have almost completely maxed out the card. My new credit limit is like, well, not credit limit, but available credit is like $638. And he's like, yeah, it's $6 something. And I was like, no, just because I have that credit does not mean we need to spend it. So to the main account, he does not, and yes, that's where his paychecks go. He, to the most part, has access. It isn't major access. Because of that spending, he has a credit card that is attached to our main bank account. That one, he's just an authorized user, and so he can use it. It's, you know, gas or whatever. And actually, I think I have a better credit card for gas purchases. I don't remember which one it was. It's like an extra 2%, you know, such and such. And so I was like, you know, that my credit card you have. He's like, which one? And I was like, the one for our bank account. He's like, yeah. I was like, how many times have you called me? And that one has been maxed out because it is tied to our bank account. And it's got a lower interest, and it's easier to pay because all I have to do is transfer money from my bank account. And I said, and you've griped that you couldn't use it, or you've called to find out how much is on it because you have to spend it. I said, you also need to remember that when you're buying a $2 drink, inevitably after fees, because all credit cards have fees, you've got maybe an $8 drink. I was like, so use the cash that you have, because I do give him cash. I was like, don't ever use that for gas. When you need gas, you let me know. He needs gas like once a month. Lucky. But he is driving a hybrid. And so I was like, do you know how many times you've maxed out the card in the aspect and spent over? Like, because you just think it's an unlimited amount that you can spend. Or you'll buy ridiculous things. Like, you really didn't need that stuffed animal from Sinclair. I want to say Dynaco. I don't know why Mom and Anthony always call it that, but that's what I wanted to say. So, you know, and he goes, I want to be more involved. I said, here's the black book. It's in this accordion file. You want to know what's being paid or where the money's going out to? It is in here. This is, I think there's an ambulance or police behind me. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I was like, all you have to do is get into the file. There's running totals on what is owed on our cards. The whole night. So, you know, I don't know how further from that, or further towards you wanting to be involved, you can get, because I pay all our bills online. So it's not like you can really be hands-on, because I take care of all of that. And even like next month, and this is something new I've done, I already have the bills pending to come out. The only one that isn't pending is rent. But I can go in on the 1st or right around the 1st and get that check cut and sent. So it's not that hard. I just have to put in the address and all the information again. That's the only sucky part about it. And it's a really long, weird address. So I was like, I don't know how much farther in that you want to be. And I did explain, my stance. Like, you kind of have a spending habit, buddy. And you have your own money. And that's what that should cover, not our bill money. And it's like, I was explaining to him, with the new job, the first couple paychecks should have realistically gone to just paying off our cards. But I understand, he wants money. That doesn't bother me. It's just, we need to keep in mind, we have an ultimate goal here. There was an ambulance behind me. The hospital's on the other road. So, it should be, because it looked like it was coming from behind me, like Milton. And so, shouldn't go any farther. We only have one hospital now. Anyway, yeah. And he seems okay, and those are conversations that have gotten, like, much better. Didn't used to be like that. And, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she's like, why don't you allow him to have more access? And I said, well, years ago when I was in California and I left, even before I left, I was working, he was working kind of situation. I gave him money because he just lived down the street from it to go pay my storage unit. My stuff was in it, Lexi's stuff was in it. She was a really small baby. That shows you how many years ago. He didn't go pay it. He said, oh, I thought you were just giving me that money. I said, I asked you to pay the storage unit. It happened twice. Then I unexpectedly, why can I not talk? Unexpectedly moved. It was, here's your ticket, you leave Wednesday. And this was a Friday. And trust me, I wanted out of there as quickly as possible after the shooting at work. It was across, and I've probably talked about it before. It was across the gas pumps, but still very dangerous. So, it wasn't an environment I wanted to raise a child in. So I left. I left January, he came up in April.
New SMS from Steve Bills. Press Uconnect phone button and say, do you want to
Anyway, and so, there were a couple of months that he had to pay it. Well, all of a sudden in March, I get a letter saying that all of my stuff is being sold. And I was not thrilled. I called him and he's like, oh, I forgot it. And so we lost everything that we had that wasn't sent up here. And so I do have trust issues. to this day, he is lost, and I would have cried. He lost $50 out of his pocket, just fell out. And I was just like, how are you just okay with that? Like, that's what I don't get. We're definitely two different people. Me, I would have been bawling, retracing all of my steps, put a, not a wanted poster, but a, like, missing poster up all over the trees. Not really, but that's funny. So, yeah. Anyway. But I ramble. It's just, I don't think it would be half as fun if we were exactly alike. That would be silly. It's just something, in some aspects, I do realistically would like him to grow up. But some of those are good aspects to have, that childlike, gosh, I just want to strangle him sometimes. I'm so serious, and he is so the opposite, and like, when I need him to be serious, it ain't happening. It is never going to happen. We are never going to be like serious together. And it's unfortunate. It has caused a few problems between us. But it is what it is. Anyway, so I am almost where I need to be, and I will see you guys later. It will probably be a cooking video, because I know coming up I am going to try to make ribs. And yeah, we are in rainy season, and we'll see how long this one lasts. I think last week we had 3 days of rain. So, anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.